All right, Florida Administrative Code 62761. 110. The purpose of the chapter to provide standard for the registration, construction, installation, operation, maintenance, repair, closure, disposal, storage tanks, systems that re-regulated substances to minimize occurrence with the environmental risk release and discharge. Chapter provides the standard for the underground storage tank systems having individual storage tanks greater than 110 gallons. The chapter implements the requirements of Chapter 376 Florida State Statutes. Final agency related to the function that may be carried out by a local administrative program, county, under the contract of the department pursuant to Section 3763073. Florida State statute should be taken by the Department. Specific Authority 376-303. Florida State Law implemented 376-303. Florida History News, December 10th, 1990, formerly 1777-61, 100. Amended September 30th, 1996. July 13th, 1998. And June 21st, 2004. All right, moving on. All right, moving on. All right, 62761, which is petroleum storage systems, underground storage tanks. Definition: the following phrases determine the chapter unless the condition indicates otherwise still have the same meaning. The following meaning: ammonia includes the organic amines or inorganic compounds with a liquid standard temperature pressure. When discharged, release of free ammonia and ammonia ion. AST means above ground storage tank. Bulk product piping means the on-site integral piping with internal diameter greater than 3 inches if it is utilized for the transporting regulated substances. Cathodic protection means a method of preventing the corrosion of metal surfaces, making the surface void of an electrochemical cell through the use of devices such as galvanic anode and press current. Cathodic protection means the person who had to demonstrate the understanding of the principle of measurement with the common type of the cathodic protection system so applied for the buried and submerged metal piping in the tank system that a minimum such person shall have the education and experience with the soil resistivity and stay current with the structure to soil potential and component with the electrical isolation measurements of the buried metal piping and tank system. Certified contractor means of a pollutant storage systems contractor certified by the Department of Business and Professional Regulations in accordance with Chapter 489 Florida State Statute, except for the exemptions specified in Chapter 489 the Florida State Statute. Certified contractors are not required for the activities. They do not involve excavating, disturbing the backfill of the underground storage tank systems. Certified and contract are the only contractors above authorized to perform the following activities with the underground pollutant storage tank systems: installation of underground storage tank systems, internal piping excluding drop tubes, overfill protection, spill containment, 3 secondary containment, 4 internal release detection devices, 5 cathodic protection system, 6 dispenser liners with integral piping is connected with disconnected during the installation, secondary containment. B, the removal of the tank's integral piping, and C, the internal lining of the tanks. Chlorine includes the organic and inorganic compound, the liquids at standard temperature pressure that when the discharge is released, the free chlorine or chlorides compatible means of ability to more substance to make the respective physical chemical properties upon the contact with any other for the design of life of the storage tank systems under the condition likely to be encountered with the storage tank system. Containment and contaminated means the presence of a regulated substance in surface water, groundwater, soil, sediment upon the land in quantities that result in exceedings of the applicability to clean up target levels in Chapter 62770 Florida Administrative Code with petroleum products that are present with the water quality standard. The Chapter 62, 362, 302, 62, 520, 62, 550. The Florida Administration Code is corrosion professional means a person who has reason knowledge of physical science and principles of engineering, mathematics required with the professional education related to the physical experience and is qualified to engage with the practice corrosion controlled on buried submerged metal components of the storage tank system. Corrosion professionals shall be accredited to the certified NATE International or to be professionals engineer registered in the state of Florida. The county means a local administrative program under the contract with the department to perform the compliance with the Verification Act. The facilities with the storage tank systems. Discharge includes but not limited to any of the spilling, leaking, seeping, pouring, misapplying, emitting, emptying, and dumping of any regulated substance which occurs which affects the lands and surface groundwaters of the state. Discovery means either actual or knowledge of the fact that could reasonably lead to actual knowledge of the existing of an intent. Discharge of the unmaintained storage tank system. Discovery specified with the petroleum contaminated site cleanup criteria, section 62770 200 Florida Administration Code 418. Dispenser means of the dispensing system that is used in the transfer vehicle fuel from the fixed point to the vehicle. Dispenser liner means a liner installed with the secondary containment beneath the dispenser to prevent discharge of regulated substances. 16. Dispensing system means an equipment that is used for the transfer of regulated substance from integral piping through a rigged or flexible hose pipe to another point of to the use of the outside of the storage tank system. Double wall means a storage tank that has an outer tank wall, the integral piping that has an outer wall that provides the secondary contamination. Primary tank piping. Empty means that all regulated substances that have been removed, but so that no more than 1 inch of the depth or 0.3% of by the weight of the total system capacity. Regulated substances remain in the storage tank system. 19. Existing contamination means the presence of free product with the sheen on the underground, the presence of vapor levels monitoring measured in accordance with the DEP's guidelines of vapor monitoring and flammable ionization detector on equivalent insurance of the excess. 500 parts per million total petroleum hydrocarbons with a storage tank containing the gasoline equivalent petroleum products. 50 parts per million total petroleum hydrocarbons storage tank systems containing kerosene, diesel, or other equivalent petroleum products. C. The result of the analytical test for the groundwater sample exceeding the cleanup of the targets of the petroleum product containments of the concern with specified Table 1, Chapter 62, 770. 777 Florida Administrative Codes indicating with the presence of hazardous substance that do not describe in Chapter 62, 761, 219C, 1 Florida Administrative Code above indicated the presence of regulated substance that not described in Chapter subparagraph 62, 761, 219C, 1 Florida Administrative Code above or after July 13, 1998, a result of the analytical test of the soil sample, the 1 exceeds the lower of the direct exposure residential leachability base for the groundwater criteria cleanup of the target level of the petroleum product contamination concern specified with the Table 2, Chapter 62, 777 Florida Administrative Codes, indicating the presence of hazardous substances not described in subparagraph 62, 761, 219D1 Florida Administrative Code above, that indicated the presence of regulated substance that is not described in subparagraph 62, 761, 219D1 above. Facilities means of non-residential location containing the stationary tank of the tanks contain regulated substances that have or had an individual capacity of the greater than 110 gallons for underground storage tank systems. The free product means for the regulated substance in excess of 0.00 of a foot of thickness measured with the thickness point floating on the water surface or groundwater. Hazardous substance means for the substance defined with the Hazardous Substance Comprehensive Environmental Response Compensation Liability Act of 1980, the Public Law Number 96.510, 94.2767 statute, amended with the Superfunded Amendment to the Reauthorization Act of 1986. Heating and oil means the petroleum-based fuel used in the operation heating and equipment of boilers and furnaces. High viscosity means a pollutant with the viscosity of 30 centistokes or higher with 40 degrees of centigrade. Hydraulic lift tank means a tank that holds a hydraulic fluid with a closed loop mechanical system used to operate the lift and elevators and similar devices. 26. Hydrostatic means of the test of the storage tank system component with the preferred accordance with the chapter using equilibrium with the pressure of liquids to form the integrity of the tank of the system components. Impervious means a synthetic material and other material improved in accordance with the subsection 62, 761, 8852 of the Florida Administrative compatible with the stored regulated substance with the permissible rate of the regulated substance stored at 1 times 10 to the negative 7th centimeter section or centimeter a second less than for the concrete structure of the material to meet the design construction standard for the ACI 350 R89 ACI 224 R89 or is applied with the concrete in accordance with the NACE International Standards RP 089292. In contact with the soil means integral piping you connected with the underground storage tanks and portion of the tank that physically touches the soil. It is not direct with the contact with the soil and separated with the soil by only casing of the wrapping and other material that is not impervious. The portion of the integral piping that elevated that are not in direct contact with the soil is excluded from this definition. Incident of the condition of the situation indicating that the discharge may have occurred with the storage tank system. The in-service means that the storage tank system that is beginning with activity maintained or operated in accordance with the chapter of non-compliance with any specific rule within the rules does not exclude the system from being considered in-service subject to be above the storage tank system and is also considered to be serviced if it contains regulated substance, has regulated substances regularly added with those withdrawn, but the system is emptied solely for the purpose of cleaning, routine maintenance, changes in the product of time period for not exceeding 45 days, containing non-regulated substances still maintaining all in-service status with the request of owner and operator. Integral piping means the on-site piping that originating terms regulated storage tanks and tanks that convey the regulated substance. Vapor recovery system vent lines are not considered the integral piping. Integral piping includes all valves, elbows, joints, flange, pumps, flexible connectors up to the union of the pipe of the dispensing system, fill cap of the fill valve, forward pump of the transfer regulated substance of the flow-through process, tank, industrial production, and manufacture point of the use. First flange or connection with the loading rack of the containment area. Internal lining means the material that is applied internally to the underground storage tanks to protect the tank from internal corrosion. Interstitial monitoring is release detection method that is used to determine the presence of regulated substance or water between the primary and secondary containment. Interstellar monitoring can be performed with a closed interstellar space between two steel impervious barriers that is sealed with not an opening in atmosphere designed to be tested with the breach integrity of the interstitial space. Being open interstitial space between the two steel's impervious barriers that are open atmosphere do not designed to test breach integrity of the interior space. 34. Liner means of impervious material that means the performance standard for the paragraph 62, 761, 501D Florida Administration Code that externally is the method of secondary containment. Maintenance means the normal operational upkeep of the preventive the storage tank the system with releasing the regulated substances. Nationalized recognized laboratory means for the organization can perform the qualitative test of the storage tank system equipment, evaluate tested data and equipment performance, making the determination of the equipment capability of the meeting the technical standard for the chapter, and a national recognized laboratory shall have at least 5 years of professional storage tank equipment testing and experience. The national recognized laboratories include organizations such as Underwriter Laboratories, Carnegie Mellon Research Institute, Midwest Research Institute, Ken Wilcox Associates, Factory Mutual, and the American Board of Engineering Technology accredited universities. On-site means on same geographical contingency property of the facility regulated under the chapter that is under the same ownership of the control, which may be divided in public or private right of way within easement. Operational life refers to the period of the starting installation of storage tank to the completion of the closing of the storage tank in accordance with the subsection 62, 761, 802 Florida Administrative Code. The operator means the person operating the facility, whether by or at least for contract or other form of agreement. Out of service means for the storage tank system, the designated with the out of service system by operating of the notification of the department on the form 62, 761, 902. And it's empty and defined with 62, 761, 218 Florida Administrative Code. This does not in regulated substances transferred withdrawn from the tank of the specified subsection 62, 761, 801 Florida Administrative Code. The maximum time 2 years of being taken out of service from the underground storage tank, 10 years for being out of service of the storage tank system with secondary containment overfill with the release for the discharge that occurs when the tank is filled between the capacity owner means for the person defined in subsection 376301 23 Florida State Statute's own facility specifies means of the preparation of products and substances included the Department of Agriculture Consumer Services Rule 5E2.002 Florida Ministry Codes. Petroleum includes oil, including crude petroleum oil, hydrocarbons, regardless of the gravity which produce as well of liquid from the ordinary method, which are not resolved condensation from the gas after leaves the reservoir. All natural gas includes casing, head, and gas. All other hydrocarbons not defined as oil. Paragraph 62, 761, 244, A Florida Administration Codes. 45. Petroleum product means for any liquid commodity made from petroleum forms of fuel. Consideration for the petroleum products. All the known and solids used in the diesel fuel, kerosene, gasoline fuels, contaminating mixture of the gasoline, other product forms of fuels excluded from the definition of liquid petroleum gas. American Society Testing Materials grades number 5 and 6 residual odors. Bunker C residual odors. Intermediate fuels used by the marine bunker with a viscosity of 30 or higher. Asphalt oils, petroleum feedstocks, piping and pipe means a hollow cylinder tube contains with it was regulated substance of flow. The piping sumping with submersible turbine pump sump, which means the liner installed secondary containment monitoring port on the top of the tank with the lowest point of the integral piping of the detecting releases. Pollutants included any of the product defined in Section 377, 19, and 11 in the Florida State Statute, pesticides, ammonia, chlorine, derivatives throughout the excluding liquid petroleum gas. Pressure test means a term to test to determine the integral piping performed in accordance with subparagraph 62, 761, 645A1 Florida Administrative Codes. Pressure piping means the piping through the regulated substance flow to the pump that is not located at the dispensing system. 51. Products defined in Section 377, 19, 11 in the Florida State Statute means a commodity made from the oil, gas, included with the refined crude oil, crude top, the top crude with the processed crude and petroleum, residual crude, petroleum, cracking stack, uncracked fuel, oil, treated crude oil, residuum, gas oil, casting head, gasoline, natural gas, gasoline, naphtha, distillated condensation to gasoline, used oil with kerosene, benzene with wash oil, blended kerosene, lubrication oils, blended with a mixture of the oil with one or more liquid or products, and byproducts derived from the oil and gas, blend mixtures of two or more liquid products, byproducts derived from the oil or gas, whereby hereby enumerated or not. Alright, 52, registered precision tank testing means for the container with the perform the tightness of the run on the underground storage tank system. The small diameter pipe connected to the underground storage tank system is registered with the Department of Business and Professional Regulations pursuant to Chapter 489, Florida State Statute. Regular substantive means of liquid standard conditions, temperatures and pressure of 60 degrees Fahrenheit and 14.7 pounds per square inch, and absolute the pollutant and the hazardous substance for any of the mixture of the two when stored with the underground storage tank. 54. Releases means of the discharge, loss of regulated substance of the storage tank system of the system of secondary containment. The release of the detection means of the method of determining whether the discharge of regulated substance has occurred. Detecting presence of regulated substance from the storage tank system of secondary containment. The release, detection, and response with the point of the measurement, the calculation, observation levels established for the each individual detection device's method of investigation must initiate to determine the incident, release, or the discharge has occurred. Repair must not means to restore, replace the defective, damaged part of the storage tank system. Placement of the non-defective part is not part repair. Not a repair. Residential storage tank system means if the storage tank system is located with the property primarily for the dwelling purposes of storage and used with regulated substances in the tank for the residential purposes. 59. Secondary containment means the release of the detection prevention system meets the performance standards of the Performance 62, 761, 501D. The Florida Administrative Codes include dispenser linings, piping system, double wall tanks, and the piping system, single wall tanks, and the piping system that are contained with the liner and previous containment area. 60. Sheen means a regulated substance less than or equal to 1/10 of a foot thickness, measured with the thickness point with the visibility observed floating of the surface water, groundwater, and secondary containment. 61. Significant loss or gain means the sum of the loss gain regulated substances over 30-day monthly period of the XC's 4 tanks with the capacity of 111 gallons is 2,000 gallons, but individually flow through the less than 5,000 gallons during the previous 30 days. 1% of the total tank capacity, 1% of the total weekly output, 50 gallons, whichever is greater. For the tank's capacity greater than 2,000, the tank's individual flow through the exceeding 5,000 tank gallons during the previous 30 days. 1% of the tank, 1% of the amount of dues dispensed during the 30 days, plus 130 gallons, whichever is greater. Small diameter piping means integral piping, integral diameter 3 inches and less than utilized with the transportation regulated system. Storage tank system means if the tank used with containing regulated substance, integral piping is all components included, dispensing systems, spill component devices, other overfill protection devices, secondary containment system, any with associated release detection system, equipment. Suction piping means the piping that is regulated substance that flow due to the pump located in the dispensing system. Tank means an enclosed tank, stationary tank container with a structure designed to use the storage to regulated substances, and the volume of which includes the volume underground piping and the 10% of the more buried beneath the surface of the ground. Tightness testing means the test of the underground storage tank of the small diameter the piping that is performed in accordance with subparagraph 62, 761, 64, 35, and 4B Florida Administrative Code. The precision tank of the tank registered with the Department of Business Professional Regulation under Chapter 489, Florida State Statute. Underground storage tank is UST means the underground storage tank. UST category A means a system that contains pollutants that are installed within before June 30th, 1992. The system contains hazardous substance that was installed before January 1st, 1991. Underground storage tank system category B, the means of the system with containing pollutants installed after the June 30th, 1992. System containing hazardous substance was installed in or after January 1st, 1991, before July 13th, 1998. The underground storage system category C means the system that installed after the July 13th, 1998 underground storage system that has been removed or relocated after July 13th of 1998 is considered category C system. 71. Unmaintained. A. The storage tank of the system that is not enclosed in accordance with the Department rules. An outage storage tank system is not returned to service within 2 years of being out of service. The underground storage tank for 10 years being out of service. The storage tank system of the secondary containment upgrade with the means of addition, retrofit with cathodic protection, internal lining, spill prevention, overfill protection, secondary containment to storage tank system installed with a single wall corrosion residential storage tank to improve the ability of the storage tank system to prevent discharge of regulated substances. 73. Vehicular fuel means of the product is used for fuel motor vehicles, including aircraft, watercraft vehicles used on and off roads and rails. Specific authority 376303, Florida State law. Implemented 376303, Florida State History News, December 10th, 1990, and amended May 4th, May 4th, 1992, March 8th, 1994, formerly 17761 200, amended September 30th, 1996. July 13th, 1998, and June 21st, 2004. Moving on. 210. Okay, reference standards. Reference standards are available for the inspection of the County Office of the Department of Environmental Protection District. Office is maintained with the following source: the ACI International American Concrete Institute, P.O. Box 9094, Farmington Hills, Michigan 348-3333, 90494-248-848, 3000. 3700 American Petroleum Institute, 1220 L Street, Northwest Washington, D.C. 20005-202-682-8000. ASMA International, the American Society of Mechanical Engineers, 22 Law Drive, P.O. Box 2300 Fairfield, New Jersey 07007, 2300 808 432763. American Society Testing Material, 100 Bar Harbor Drive, Conshohocken, Pennsylvania 19103 610 832 950. Florida Department of Environmental Protection Storage Tank System Regulation Section 26, Blairstone Road, MS 4525, Tallahassee Road, 32399 2400 850 245 858, NACE International National Association Corrosion, Post Bucket Office 218340, Houston, Texas 77218 8340 281 492 0535. National Fire Protection Agency, 1 Battery March from the March Park, box office number 9101, Quincy, Massachusetts 02269 9101 800 344 3555. National Leak Prevention Association, Route 2, Box 106, Falmouth, Kentucky. Petroleum Equipment Institute, P.O. Post Office Box 238, Tallahassee, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Security with Protective Coatings, 24th Street, 6th floor, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Steel Tank on 507 Oakwood Road, Luke, Zurich, Illinois. Underwriters Laboratory, 333 Piffington Road, Northbrook, Illinois. Government Printing Office Superintendent, Documentation and Tenson, New Order, Post Office Box 371954, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania 15250 795 202 1318. Title of the document, reference to the document listed in paragraph 62, 761, 210, 2A through A and M below are made through the chapter of each of the document part through the adopted incorporated or as the standard are only the extent that is specifically referenced in chapter. ACI American Controlling Concrete Institute 24R89 Controlling Concrete with concrete structures controlling cracking the concrete structures AC 350R 89 Environmental Engineering Concrete Structures. American Petroleum Institute Standard 570 Piping Inspection Code, Inspection, Repair, Alteration, Rating, In-Service Piping System, API Recommended Practice 1110, Recommended Practice Pressure Testing, Liquid Petroleum Pipelines, API Recommended Practice 1604, Closure, Underground Ports, Petroleum Storage Tanks, API Practice 1615, Installation Underground Petroleum Storage System, API Recommended Practice 1621, Bulk Store, Liquid Stock Control of the Retail Outlets, 1631, Interior Lining, Underground Storage Tanks, 1632, Cathodic Protection Underground Storage Tank System Piping System, API Recommended Practice 1637, using the API color symbol system, the marking equipment, vehicles, the product identification services and distribution terminals, ASME B314 1992 Liquid Transportation System, hydrocarbon, liquid petroleum gas, anti-hydrous ammonia and alcohols. American Society Testing Materials D402192 standard specification glass fiber reinforced polyester underground petroleum storage tanks. An emergency standard and designation ES4094, emergency standard practice for alternate procedure for the assessment, buried steel tanks prior to the additional cathodic protection. Florida Department of Environmental Protection storage tank disclosure system assessment requirements, guidelines for the vapor monitoring, guidelines for suitable determination for external monitoring, NACE International controlling external corrosion underground submerged medical piping system, corrosion metal piping system, corrosion control underground storage tank system with cathodic protection, National Fire Protection Association flammable combustible liquids, automotive marine service station code, handling underground releasable flammable combustibility liquids, National Liquid Prevention Association, NLP Standard 631, entry, cleaning, interior inspection, repairing, lining, underground storage tanks, Petroleum Institute, Equipment Institute, recommended practice for the installation of underground liquid storage systems, protective coating, SPC, TU, 2 NACE, 6G, and 197, publication number 97004, designing installation maintenance coating system for the concrete using secondary containment, Steel Tank Institute, specification manual with external corrosion protection, underground storage tanks. Recommended practice for the corrosion of protection underground piping networks associated with liquid storage dispensing, specified with external corrosion protection for the FRP composite steel underground storage tanks under Ryder's laboratory standards. Steel underground tanks, flexible combustible liquids, pipe connectors, petroleum product with LP gas, non-metallic underground pipe with inflammable liquids, glass, fiber, reinforced plastic underground storage tank, petroleum products, alcohol and alcohol gasoline mixtures, external corrosion protection system with the steel underground storage tank, and Government Printing Office Code Federation, Title 33, Part 154, Title 33, Part 156, Title 40, 112, Title 40, 280, Title 4303, applicable reference standards, unless otherwise specified with the Category A and Category B facilities subject to the reference standards are listed. The Department of Storage Tank rules that were effective at the time of the facility construction operation. Category C facilities shall comply with the subsection 62, 761, 210, 2 Florida Administration Codes on and after July 13, 1998. Specific authority at 376303. Florida law implemented 3763303. Florida State History, December 10, 1990, formerly 17761, 210, amended July 13, 1988, and June 21st, 2004. All right, moving on to 300. 300. Applicability. General requirements. Underground storage tank for the system. The requirements of this chapter, unless specified otherwise, apply to the owners, operative facility owners that operate the underground storage tank system. Individual storage tank capacity greater than 100 gallons or contained vehicle are subject to the chapter 1761 Florida Administrative Code of May 21st, 1984. Pollution and hazardous substances of December 9th, 1990. Regulated substance unmaintained storage tank system. The rules are applicable to non-residential facilities under 40 in CFR 280. The residential tank, the greater than 1100 gallons contain motor fuels that are subject with the field rule. Underground storage tank system that advisory information only the required with the chapter. Exemptions following underground system are exempt from the requirements of the chapter. Any storage tank system storing the hazardous waste listed and identified with subpart C with the rest of course Conservation and Recovery Act, the mixture of the hazardous waste and regulated substances. Any storage tank of the system regulated under the Toxic Substance Control Act, Title 15 U.S. Standard Code 2065. Any pesticide degradation system regulated with the Chapter 62, 660 Florida Administration Codes. Storage tank system used and supplied solely with the temporary storage of mixture pesticide, diluent reapplication pesticide. Any storage tank system with storage capacity less than 30,000 gallons used for the sole purpose of the heating of the storing heating oil, composites, consumptive use of premises where stored. Any tank that contains asphalt products is not contained with regulated substance. Any storage tank system with regulated substance system, the solid gaseous standard temperature of the pressure. Any storage tank containing LP gas, any storage tank that contains a small quantity D minus as per 40 CFR part section 28010B5, the regulated substances. J, any wastewater treatment of the system that part of the wastewater treatment of the facility regulated under section 402 3 or 307B of the Clean Water Act. Any septic tank system, a storage water waste system, a collection system, any surface impounded pit, impounded lagoon, any agricultural storage tank system of 550 gallon capacity or less, residential storage tank with emergency spill, emergency overflow, containment storage tank of the system that is emptied as soon as possible. After soon, the routine reply remains empty. Q. Any flow of the process tank for the industrial manufacturing facility, integral piping considered with terminating the forward pumping the valve used for the transfer of regulated substances to produce the production manufacturing points for the use of the system facility, or any storage system in the liquid trap that is associated with the gathering lines of directed rail related to the oil gas production gathering operated regulated in Chapter 377. And 7. S. The equipment of the machinery contains the regulated substance for the operational purpose of the hydraulic lift of the fluid tank system, electrical equipment tank system. T. Any pipe of the facility. Q. To U. To any storage tank of the system that you can radionuclides that are more emergency generated stored with a nuclear power generated facility regulated by the Nuclear Regulatory Commission under Title 10 U.S. CFR Part 50 Appendix A. V. The vapor recovery holding tanks associated with the vapor recovery piping system. Any rail or tanker car, truck loading, unloading, operational loading tracks are specified with the Chapter 5 NFPA 30 with the specific authority 376303 Florida State Law implemented 376303 Florida State History December 10th, 1990, formerly 17761 300 amended July 13th, 1998 and June 21st, 2004. All right, 6U 761 350 operational training of the certificate. Owners and operators shall define the designate for each of the in-service underground storage tank facility, including the unmanned, at least one named individual for each of the class of operators, class 1, A, B, or C. Individuals designated with the class A, B, or C operators shall minimally be trained with the certified in accordance with the rule. The purpose of the rule and the term the class A operator, class B operator, class C operator, term specifically training requirement of the subsection 62 761 352 Florida Administration Codes. The owners and operators of the designate different individuals for each of the class operator or one individual more than one of the operator. Any individuals designated for the more than one operated class should be trained with certified for each of the class operated class except for the training certification class B operated within title. The individual certification class A operated individual will be designated with the class A operator for more than one or more facilities. The individual may be designated with the class B operator for one or more but not exceeding 50 facilities. Individual class C operators may successfully train or each of the for each facility. During hours of operation, the underground storage tank system must have at least one certified operated with either Class 1A or B or C. Operator presents the underground storage tank facility, except for the underground storage tank facility is unmanned. The underground storage tank facility is considered unmanned when during the normal course of the business day, the routinely non-attended person present with the facility who could represent the alarm of the emergency related to the underground storage tank. Examples of unmanned underground storage tanks include, but not limited to, the card lock, the card access, refueling station, telecommunication tower, all utility transfer station service for the emergency generator, the underground storage tank system, and unattended underground storage tank system located within the industrial facility. Unmanned facility must have the weather-resistant signage clearly visible for any dispenser would instruct the user with regard of the basic safety of the procedure, provided that the customer has 24 hours the telephone contact number the vendor with Class A and B, C operated with the facility, provided with the instruction on the contact local emergency responders. Alright, 2. The three classes of operators identified as follows. Class A operator, the rated functions of the Class A operator with the underground storage tank individual, typical of the primary responsibility ensuring the proper operation maintenance for the underground storage tank category, particularly with the capacity of managing resource personnel necessary to achieve the maintain the compliance with all underground storage tank regulations. Qualification and training. Class A operators must be trained and have the general knowledge of the requirements of the applicable underground storage tanks, including but not limited to registration, systems of components, product compatibility, spill and overfill prevention, corrosion protection, release detection, record keeping, notification, release, reporting, and response, temporary and permanent closures, operating training, and the financial responsibility. Class B, the function Class B operative of the underground storage tank individual will ensure the implementation of the applicable requirements for the regulation field and implements the day-to-day aspect of the operation maintenance of the record keeping for the underground storage tank system. Qualification training for the Class B operator must be trained with and have detailed knowledge of the requirements of the applicable underground storage tank, including but not limited to registration system components, product compatibility, spill, overfill, prevention, corrosion protection, release detection, record keeping, notification, release, reporting, response, and temporary permanent closure, operating, training, financial responsibility, underground storage tank facility owner, operative may designate with a Class B operator, a third party individual who an independent contractor consult with is not affiliated with the facility owner or the operator, with the only individual certified contractor who has a hold an current A or AB license, who either is or employed registered certified contractor, however, that designates an independent not affiliated with Class B operator in this manner that does not entitle the individual certification as a Class A operator facility. Class C operative function. A Class C operated with the underground storage tank is an individual designated with the underground storage tank system with the typically control the dispensing fuel of the facility, at the facility responsible for the initial response for the alarm, release, spills, and overfills of the threats of the public or to the environmental training. C, the operators must be trained in both general facility, specifically the emergency response procedures, such as operating an emergency shut-off equipment, the initial response procedure following the system alarms, warnings, and the appropriate first response actions, release, spill, overfill, notification procedure, emergency response designation. C, Class A and B, the operator's underground storage tank. The training and operation trainings must be fully training the requirements described in each of the as operator the following list for the applicable approach to meet the operating training requirements. Acceptable training of the Class A and B, the operators. The Class A and B operators must complete the department approved the operating training course provided with the information required with the subparagraph 62, 761, 350, 2A2, 67, 62, 761, 352B2, respectively. Course of the process included with the in-person of the online training performed with the contract approved. The department must include the evaluation and operated with knowledge of the testing particular described and demonstration, all provided with the required provided the training documentation, including ongoing maintenance record of the certified operators. The records will be required and accessible to the department on the ongoing basis. The department secretary designee shall issue an order granting the denying the request of the approval of the Class A or B operating training course. This order shall agency action viewable in accordance with section 120, 569, and 125.7 Florida State statute. Acceptable training class operators. Class B operator must provides for the information required with the subparagraph 62, 761, 352C, 2 Florida Administrative Code to ensure the underground storage tank facility. Class C operators otherwise completing the training as emergency procedure. Class C operators training programs may include the in-class, hands-on, online, any other training format deemed acceptable to Class B operative. Class A and B operators must ensure the site-specific emergency procedure maintain an easily accessed location underground storage tank facility which is immediately available for the Class C operator on site-specific notes, including the location of emergency shut-off devices, appropriate emergency contact telephone numbers, a posted prominent area of the underground storage tank facility, easily visible or Class C operative for the purpose of the subsection phrase. Easily accessible location means located with the place and the number manner allows the Class C operator quick immediate access to site specification and procedure. All right, 4, certification. Operators considered with the certified operators successfully completing one of the training processes listed in paragraph A of the section. Class A and B operators trained provided with the verification. All Class A and Class B operators who have successfully completed with the right training in the form of the written, printable, electronic training certification classification with the duty to be obtained. The owners operators may ensure the training certification maintained with each of the facilities inspection with the department. Class C operative with a designated Class B operative for the given facility must provide with the facility owner operative assigned with the date of the verification in the form of the list of the Class E operative who have been trained for the facility with included dates of the training. Owner operators must ensure the current and correct list of the trained Class C operators maintained at each of the facility in the inspection for the department. Deadlines within 362 days of the effective date of the rule. Owners and operators underground storage tank facilities must designate at least one Class A, Class B, or Class C operative for each of the facility completed with the acceptable operating training course. Class A and Class B operators shall designate the underground storage tank facility operated with the owner or operator after the effective date of the rule within 30 calendar days, assuming the operation maintenance responsibility for the underground storage tank facility. C, the class operator shall designate the underground storage tank facility owner or operative after the effective date of the rule prior to the assuming the supervised responsibility responding with the underground storage tank system. Frequency. The underground storage tank facility received the notice of violation. The department determines the underground storage tank facility significant non-compliance design. Native of the Class B operative of the underground storage tank facility must require recertify the Class B training within 90 days. The Class B operators are not, however, required to attend such a training more than once every 12 months, regardless of the number of their designation facilities found in violation. For the purpose of the rule, significant non-compliance is defined as failure to maintain compliance in one or more of the following: release, detection, spill, overfill, prevention, or corrosion protection, or financial assurance. Documentation. Owners and operators underground storage tanks, except for the unmanned Facilities must maintain the required training and certification as described in the rules on site, and when must provide with the request of the Department of Documentation may maintain electronically off-site with the facility compatibility, producing clear printed copy, which can be provided with the Department in 72 hours. Owners, operators, only unmanned facilities can be provided with the documentation as requested in the Department Rulemaking 37630, 376-303, Florida State Law implemented 37630, 376-303, Florida State History News, August 7th, 2014. All right, 62,761, 400 underground storage tank systems, registration, financial responsibility, general registration requirement. The owner of the operator of any facility or the owner of the operator of the storage tank system shall register the storage tank system with the Department of the form with 62,761, 902. The completed registration for the shall be submitted with the Department no later than 30 days with the regulated hazardous substances that are put in the new storage tanks. Registration fees, the registration fee, the due for the tank of the facility owner and operator with indicated with the section shall all registered tank system except the storage tank system that have been properly closed in accordance with the subsection 62,761, 802 Florida Administrative Code. The registration fee is $50 per tank with the vessel. Shall be submitted with each initial registration storage tank of the shell fee shall be within 30 days after the receipt and the invoice of the Department. A renewal fee of $25 per tank shall be paid to the Department for each storage tank that is not meeting the closure of the requirement subsection 62,761, 802 the Florida Administrative Code by the rule July 1st each year. Replacement fee of $25 per tank shall be paid with the Department. Each of the tank is replaced for the purpose of the facility upgrading within 30 days after the receipt of the invoice of the Department. A late fee of $20 per tank shall be paid with the Department for any renewal that is received after July 31st. Each of the facilities shall receive a recognized registration placard of any payment over the applicable fee, with the placard shall be displayed in plain view of the office, kiosk, or another suitable location facility where the tank is located. Financial responsibility, a general requirement. The owner operated with the facility individual tanks. If different ownership shall to demonstrate the financial responsibility of the Department, the owner and operator of the tank, same person, only one of the persons required to demonstrate the financial responsibility. However, both the permanent person and liability, even in non-compliance financial responsibility is the owner required for the tank containing petroleum product. The financial responsibility, the ability to pay the corrective action, third-party liability resulting from the discharge facility. The demonstration financial responsibility should be made with the owner and operator in accordance with the title CFR Title 40 Part 280 Subpart 8's financial responsibility requirement for the petroleum storage tanks containing petroleum product may not be supplemented with the participation in Florida Petroleum Liability Restoration Insurance Program to the extent provided within Section 3763072 Florida State Statute. Notwithstanding the owner's and operator's financial responsibility status for the owner and operator may in accordance with the Chapter 376 and 403 for state statutes may be liable for discharge of facility. Minimum requirements financial responsibility underground storage tanks containing petroleum and petroleum products shall be the same as to be provided within CFR Title 40 Part 280 Part H. Revocation and registration placard. The Department may revoke the registration placard if the failure install, maintain, operated leak detection equipment pursuant to the 62,761, 610 Florida Administrative Codes, meeting operation performance standard pursuant to 62,761, 500 Florida Administrative Codes. Respond to an ongoing discharge with the rule 62,761, 820 Florida Administrative Codes. Complete closure of the out-of-service tank pursuant to section 62,761, 400 Florida Administrative Code. The Department shall provide with written notice for the owner of the facility 30 business days prior to the denying or revoking registration of a placard to the owner of the facility shall give the written notice. The Department shall deficiency or correct with the Department shall reissue the inspection of 2 business days of the receiving such notice. The Department shall release the revoked registration placard with 3 business days of the reinspection of the deficiencies have been corrected. The Department's satisfaction, and the Department shall establish and maintain posts on the website list of all the previous regulated facilities that do not have a valid registration placard. This will not include the previous registered facility for which all the storage tank that has been closed but removed in accordance with the Department rules, delivery prohibitions. No owner or operator supplier shall deposit regulated substances in the underground storage tank regulated with the chapter unless the owner and the operator has valid current registration placard issued with the agency covered the underground storage tank. If affirmative defense of the imposition of the administrative penalty violation subparagraph A with the paragraph owner or operator supplier delivering regulated zone substances of the underground storage tank related on registration information for the underground storage tank above obtained by the Department website not more than 30 days after the date of delivery. Rulemaking 376-303 Florida State Law implementation 710 376303 376 309 307 3077. Florida State History News, December 10th, 1990, formerly 17761 400, amended September 30th, 1996, July 13th, 1998, June 21st, 2004, and August 7th, 2014. Moving on. All right, non-notification and reporting. Notification and reporting. Notification requires the verbal written notice will be provided with the county at least 30 days before the installation upgraded to meet the requirements of Rule 62-761, 500 of the Florida Administrative Code of the county. Agrees the short time period at least 10 days before the internal inspection of the underground storage tank of the change of the status of the closure assessment, any of which performed to meet the requirements of this chapter at least 48 hours before the initial activity specified with subparagraph 62-761, 451A1, 2 Florida of the Florida Administrative Code confirmed with the date of the time of the specified activities. Performing any tightness of the test is required under this chapter before the closing of the county next business due to the emergency change. The out-of-service status becomes made as required by the Rule 62-761, 820 of the Florida Administrative Code's verbal written notification for the activities specified in 62-761 on 451A or 2 of the Florida Administrative Code is performed as a direct result of the emergency change, but the service shall be made in the county before initiating the activities written 30 days of completion. The owner or operator shall notify the department of the following items of the storage tank registration 62-761-902. Any change of the ownership of the facility over the storage tank system, notice of the change of ownership is provided with the department of the new owner of the native owner shall include the copy of the bill of sale of the letter of the acceptable new owner. A closing upgrade of the storage tank, any change of the correction information reported with the registration, including the change of the type of the regulated substance source and the change of the same blend with regulated substances that should not be reported regularly unleaded to the premium and unleaded gas, and establish whether the change of the method of demonstration financial responsibility required by the subsection 62-761 403 Florida Administrative Code written 30 days after the installation, replacement, removal of the storage tank system. The certified contractor shall submit the completed underground storage tank system installation removal of 62-761 905 of the county incident notification requirements. Notification discovered the following instances shall made with the county identification notification form 62-761 906 within the 24 hours before the closing of the county next business day. Failure to the SIR evaluation, inclusive of SIR evaluation specified in the chapter, paragraph 62-761, 643E. Florida Administrative Code failed with the inclusive tightness and pressure breach with the integrity test and through an internal inspection results, including the preparation, corrosion, holes, welded failures. Other similar defects included the release could have occurred unusual operating positions such as erratic behavior of the product, the dispensing equipment, the sudden loss of the product with the storage tank system, any unexpected presence of water in the tank, the unexpected explained presence of water with or without the sheen in the piping sump, unless the system is equipment found defective but not leaking, for the presence or odor of the regulated substance for the surface of water, groundwater, soil, basement, sewers, utility lines for the facilities surrounding the area could be responsibly concluded that the reasonable release of discharge may have occurred. Loss of regulated substance if the storage tank system exceeding 100 gallons or impervious surfaces other than secondary containment such as driveways, airport runways, other similar asphalt, concrete surfaces provide the loss losses does not come into contact with the previous surfaces. All right, 6. A positive response for the release of the detection devices method described in Rule 62-761-640 of the Florida Administrative approved the subsection 62-761-852. A positive response shall be indicated with the release of the regulated substance exceedance with the release of detection response level of the brief integrity of the storage tank system, presence of free product with the piping system, identification number, notification form 62-761-96 need not to be submitted if the written within 24 hours of discovery of the incident before the closure of the county next to the day of the investigation and incident is confirmed that the discharge did not occur. Incident notification form was previously submitted from the incident. Discharge reporting requirements upon the discovered reported discharge. The owner or operator shall report the following to the county of the discharge report 62-761-901 for the written within 24 hours before the closing date of the next county's next business day. A result of the receipt of the results of the analytical field test of surface water and the groundwater indicating the presence of contamination by hazardous substance from the underground storage tank system or regulated substance other than petroleum products. See petroleum products containing concern with the specified with Table 1 and 2, the applicability Chapter 62-776, 7 Florida Administrative Codes. Free product of machine regulated substances, regulated substance visible or observed soil or the on-surface water and groundwater samples on basement floors, subsurface of the utility conduits, valves, and the sewer lines of the facility and the surrounding areas. A spill overfill with the event of the regulated substance of the soil over another previous source equal to the exceeding 25 gallons unless the regulated substance has not been stringent requirement with requirements of CFR Title 42.302. Result in an analytical field test of the soil indicated with the presence of contamination, a hazardous substance down in the ground storage tank system, the regulated substance other than petroleum products. C. Petroleum products contamination concerned with exceeding lower direct exposure residential leachability based on the groundwater and criteria. Cleanup of the target levels is stable. 2. The chapter 62777 for administrative unless due to the spill overfill event with a quantity less than described in subparagraph 62761 453A and 3 Florida Administrative Code above. Soil stains and regulated substances that observed during the closure and assessment performed in accordance with the subsection 6761 803 of the Florida Administrative Codes. A request for the retraction of the submitted discharge report may be submitted with the county department if the evidence presented with the discharge did not occur. Facility the discharge report with the form 62761 901 does not need to be submitted previously reported discharge. Specific authority 376303 Florida State Law. Implemented 376303 Florida State History News December 10th 1990. Formally 17761 450. Amended September 30th, 1996, July 13th, 1998, and June 21st, 2004. Shit. I think after this one, I'm going to take a break and split this into two. It's a lot of reading. Performance is standard for the Category C storage tank. The general performance under the standard underground storage tank can see the capacity for the control and constructed with the installed with the according to the requirements of the section underground storage tank category system shall be made with an internal line with materials that are compatible with the regulated substances that are stored in the system. The following requirements are applicable to the underground storage tank system. Sitting the person that is provided with the pursuant of the chapter paragraph 62, 50, 12, 21, 401, 1 through L through 9, and with the subsection 2 with the Florida Administrative Code, non-storage tank system shall be installed with 500 feet of the existing community water supply existing in the non-transit of the non-community water supply system. No Category C system shall be installed with 100 feet or any other existing potable water soluble live well. These prohibitions shall not apply with the replacement existing storage tank system within the same excavation, adding of the new storage system meeting with the standards Category C system of the existing facility. Spill containment underground storage system shall install with the spill containment system in each of the tank of the spill connection. Spill contamination system shall be fixed with a component that is designed to prevent discharge with the regulated substance of the transfer hose pipe and the detached with the tank fill pipe with the spill contamination system shall meet the requirements of paragraph 62, 761, 501D of the Florida Administration Codes. Dispensing system 1. The dispensing system used for the transfer of the fuel to the storage tank system shall be installed, maintained in accordance with the provision NFPA 30 and chapters 2, 4, and 9 of the NFPA 30A. The dispenser shall be designated with the constructed, maintained to provide access to the examination removal of collected product and accumulated water in the dispenser. Liners, secondary contamination of the prime materials used with the secondary contaminant shall be A. Impervious regulated substances that are able to withstand deterioration of external environmental conditions, non-corrosive corrosion, protected materials, capability of containing regulated substances for at least 30 days off with sufficient thickness and strength to withstand hydrostatic force with maximum capacity to prevent discharge from during the operating life. Liners, unless previously approved with the department, shall be approved with the department in accordance with the subsection 61, 761, 852 the Florida Administrative Codes. Liners should be not constructed and consistent with natural occurring suitable soil. Secondary containment constructed with the concrete shall be designated with the construction in accordance with the ACI 350R89 and ACI 224R89. Design evaluated certified professional engineers registered state of Florida in concrete secondary containment systems meeting with the general construction requirements specified in paragraph 62, 761, 501D1 Florida Administration Codes. The cathodic protection tank for the integral piping, the secondary containment system should not interfere with the operation of the cathodic protection system. Storage tank of the equipment will be closed in interstitial place with a double-walled underground storage tank of double-walled integral piping in contact with the soil connected with the underground storage tank shall be designed with the construction with included all the detection of the breaching integrity of the inner and outer wall with the boundary of the interstellar space in accordance with the paragraph 62, 761, 640, and 3A and Florida Administrative Code. The breach of integrity test which shall be performed before the storage tank of the system is put in the surface secondary containment system shall be designed and installed with the direct and release of the monitoring point of the points. Airport, seaport, hydrant pits of the underground hydrant pits shall be installed with a spill catchment basin, secondary containment, other spill prevention equipment to prevent the discharge of pollution during the fuel aircraft vessels at any other time of the hydrant system is in use. Any such equipment shall be sealed thereto around the hydrant piping and impervious and compatibility. Field fabricated dispenser liners with the pumping system installed with July 13, 1998 do not have been improved in accordance with the Rule 62, 761, 850. The cathodic protection testing station cathodic protection system shall be designed, constructed, and installed with at least one of the testation method monitoring to allow the determination current with the operating status. Cathodic protection testing system should provide with direct access to soil electrical light closely proximity to the cathodic protection surface placement of reference electrode monitoring wires directing the directly with cathodic protection protected surfaces facilities where the direct access to size soil closed in proximity to the cathodic protected structures that present with the electrical connection to the cathodic protected structures can be conveniently accomplished. Need not to have separated dedicated cathodic protection testing stations. 2. A cathodic protection system shall be operated with the maintained in accordance with the paragraph 62, 761, 701B. Any field installed with the cathodic protection shall be designated with the corrosion professional. After the relocation of underground storage tanks that have been removed, that they are to be reinstalled with a different location to be rectified with the original warranty of the conformed with the original manufacturer or the manufacturer's successor be reinstalled with accordance with the standard Rule 62, 761, 500 and Florida Administrative Codes bearing effect with Rule 1399 1989 through July 13, 1998, recertified with the professional engineer state of Florida that the underground storage tank meets all applicable rules for 62, 761, 500 in effect with July 13, 1998. Proof for the recertification provided with the Department of the County prior to the completion of the installation provisions of subsection 62, 761, 852 of the Florida Administration Codes do not apply with the requirements of subparagraph 3 for the storage tanks unless it's rectified with the professional engineer registered with the state of Florida and certified with the manufacturer brought into the service accordance with Rule 62, 761, 500. An underground storage tank can be used and reused as an above-ground storage tank as regulated substances. An underground storage tank cannot be used or reused as an above-ground storage tank of regulated substances. An above-ground storage tank cannot be reused as an underground storage tank of regulated substances. Installation of all components of the storage tank system shall include, in accordance with the manufacturer instruction, all storage tanks that shall be installed with accompanying with the applicable provisions NFPA 30 and 30A, PI RP 197, and APR RPI. Recommended practice 1615. Certificate contractor performance installation storage tank system containing components including tanks, integral piping, excluding drop pumps, drop tubes, overall protection, spill contamination equipment, internal release detection equipment, cathodic protection system, secondary containment, unit systems, dispensing system, installation storage tank systems, component with the best serve of the backfill with the integral piping connected with disconnected burn during installation tightness. This shall be performed with the tank integral piping before any storage tank is placed in the service, unless the service system equipment approval is specified otherwise. 3. A tank construction standard fiberglass reinforced plastic tanks should be constructed in accordance with the UL 1316 ASTM MD standard D402186 are certified with the National Recognized Laboratory for these standards are met. Cathodic protection steel tanks shall be constructed in accordance with the UL 58 and UL 1746. Applicable to the Consideration Act in accordance with the ST numbers STP3 specification for the manual external corrosion protection of the underground storage steel tanks. Certified National Recognized Laboratory for these standards are met, and the constructive design of the corrosion professional with the NACE International Standard Recommended Practice 0285-95 field installed with the cathodic protection steel tanks coated with the fiberglass reinforced composite which are constructed in accordance with the UL 58 and either UL 1746 or STI ACT 100 or 580 F894 certified National Recognized Laboratory for the one of the standards of met storage categories constructed with other materials design corrosion protection shall be approved and departments in accordance with subsection 62 761 852 Florida Administrative Codes. Any of the new tank with the manufacturer previously used or manufactured components shall be certified before being installed in meeting the applicable standards of the underwritten laboratory's comparability certified product testing laboratory or by a professional engineer with the state of Florida. Tanks shall be constructed and installed with provided with the inter-SEALs monitoring secondary containment. All tanks installed with the construction facility after July 13, 1998 shall have a secondary containment over the well overfill protection at minimum fill boxes covered shall be marked in accordance with the API recommended practice 1636 1637 7, with equivalent method approved by the department in accordance with the subsection 62, 761, 852. The underground storage tank shall be equipped with the system either they automatically shut off the flow of the tank when the tank is more than 85% full, to restrict flow of the tank when the tank is now more than 90% full, and alerts to transfer operated when the tank is no more than 90% full with the triggering of the high level alarm. Alerts to the transfer that operated with the high level alarm with 400 gallons below the top of the tank not less than 1 minute before the overfilling automatically shut off the tank so that none of the fittings located on the top of the tank is exposed to the product due to the overfilling. Dispensing liners of the storage tank has been installed and replaced on July 13, 1998. Should be installed liners meeting the performance standards paragraph 62, 761, 501D of the Florida Administrative Code beneath the union with the piping and suspension hydro testing should perform with all the dispensers before placing the system in the service. The duration of the test shall be at least 24 hours of the field fabricated dispenser liner, 3 hours of the factory made dispenser liners. See, dispenser liners should be installed but allow the inter-SEL monitoring in accordance with paragraph 62, 761, 643A of the Florida Administrative Code. Piping something installed after July 13, 1998 shall meet the performance standards of the paragraph 62, 761, 501D Florida Administrative Code. Some shall be designed and constructed and insulated with the minimized water entering pump. Hydrostatics shall be performed. All piping system before placing the system in service. The duration of the test shall be at least 24 hours of the field fabricated with piping system. Piping system sumps or 3 hours of the factory piping sumps. The piping sumps shall be installed with allow the inter-SEL monitoring in accordance with the paragraph 62, 761, 640, 3A Florida Administration Codes. Integral piping underground storage tank system installation. All integral piping, including the accordance with manufacturer instruction, if applicable. All integral piping including all in according with the application of the NFPA 30A, ASME, B314. A pressure test should be performed underground bulk product being before the piping system is placed into the service with the tightness underground small diameter piping connection underground storage tank subject to 62, 760, 502D Florida Administration Codes. For all piping that is not contact with the soil installed with July 13, 1998 shall meet the construction standard of the paragraph 62, 761, 500 A through D Florida Administration Codes. B. Integral piping construction standard fiberglass reinforced plastic piping and non-metallic installed with the facility shall be listed with the UL 971 and 561 certified recognized laboratory for the standards are met and approved in accordance with subparagraph 62, 761, 500 D8 B and 3. Coated steel piping that should be constructed in accordance with the ASME B31 4. Integral piping contact with the soil there be catholic protected in accordance with the API recommended practice 1632. NASA International recommended practice 016996 the SDI 8 R89296. Integral piping constructing other materials design corrosion protection shall be approved by the department in accordance with subsection 62, 761, 852 Florida Administration Code. Small diameter piping, pressurized small diameter piping. The system connected with the dispenser shall be installed with the shear valve, the emergency shutoff valve in accordance with the NFPA 30A section 436. If applicable, the value of the designated with the close automatically if the dispenser is dislodged and the integral piping the valves shall be regularly anchored with the independent with the dispenser for the underground small diameter piping of the valves should be checked at the time of the installation. Certified contractor to confirm that the automatic closing of the function of the valve operates properly and the valve is properly anchored. Gravity fed small diameter integral piping system must be installed with the isolation valve at the point of the connection of the storage tank to prevent the discharge of regulated substances. In the case of piping failure, the valve must be in the standard for the NFPA 30A, the section 217. Springing joints shall not be installed. Bulk product bulk product piping is constructed, including installed in accordance with the NFPA, the SBMA, B314, and secondary containment. Small diameter integral piping is in contact with the soil and the transport regulated substances over the surface waters of the state shall have secondary containment. 2. The bulk product piping is in contact with the soil have secondary containment. The remote filling pipe with the contact with the soil have secondary containment. The following integral piping is exempt from the requirements of secondary containment. Integral piping that is contact with the soil is connected with the storage tank that contains the high viscosity regulated substances. Vertical filled pipes equipped with the drop tube. Section 3760 303 Florida State Law 376303 Florida State History News December 10th, 1990 amended May 4th, 1992 formerly 17761 500 amended September 30th, 1996 and July 13th, 1998 and June 21st, 2004. All right, performance standard for the Category A and Category B storage tank system. Generally, the section provided the detail for the deadline for the Category B, A, and B with the storage tank system to meet the standard for the Category C for the storage tank system in accordance with the Rule 62, 761, 500 for the Board Administration Codes. All right, we're going to cut the tape there.